Hello there, this is another info snips. This one's on gameplay. It's going to be a pretty short video. I'll get onto it. First thing is that we know, pretty obvious, Gearbox plans to stick to co-op with 4 players. There's not going to be any 8-player co-op. That would be pretty awesome, but it must be so hard to do. So just 4 players. They also said they plan to have a more unified world. So by this they mean less loading screens. So it'll be more sort of all linked together rather than pushing a button and teleporting to another place, which is much better. The next thing is that the main antagonist of this game, for those of you who don't know what antagonist means, don't worry, you're not alone. The bad guy is called Handsome Jack. He's the main antagonist of Borderlands 2. He's pretty creepy. Have a look. He has like a face mask, if you know what I mean. He has like a mask which is a face. And as I said in another video, the players will also have interacting dialogue. So it's similar to that in Left 4 Dead. So your players might be talking and Maya might turn to Salvador and say, "Hey, you're really sweaty and greasy." I don't think that's ever going to happen, but you know what I mean, they'll talk to each other more. We also know that NPCs, the non-player controlled characters, will be fully animated and move around in their locations, interacting with objects within that location. So they're not just going to be sitting down behind a bar anymore. They're going to be moving around, they're going to be moving behind the bar, they're going to be picking up drinks, they're going to be doing stuff. So that's going to be a lot more realistic. That's really, really good. Another thing which is really interesting is that story missions are no longer static, they're much more dynamic. So by this I mean that, for example, if you need to rescue somebody as a mission but take too long, that story will continue rather than just failing it, but the story will change because you failed. So you know, like most RPGs at the moment, similar to Skyrim. Something else is that certain missions will expand as you carry them out, so I don't really know what that means. That goes with the whole more dynamic quest sort of thing. Another big thing that we know is that Claptrap is back. Woo! And the Guardian Angel will be back. So remember that bitch from Borderlands 1, and she was always in the top corner making no sense whatsoever? Yeah, she's back. Sort of, it was the only attempted story they had in the first Borderlands, but hopefully there's going to be more of that. There's going to be more stories. So also we know that this game, Borderlands 2, is still on the modified Unreal Engine 3 as far as we know, which is the same to Borderlands 1, but we know that the game looks a lot better. You can see it, so I'm assuming that it's been modified a lot. Something else is that there's more variety in colour now, so there's going to be blue and there's going to be green. God, calm down guys. There's also 2-player split screen online now, which is awesome in my opinion, because that's always good to have a buddy around and then both whip out your characters and then play with some of your other friends online. I think that's really, really good. Although we know that there's no split screen playing with other split screens, which is kind of, it's not a big deal. I can imagine it's quite hard to do, so that's not a problem really. That doesn't affect me that much. The last thing I have to say is that there's a mini-map. If you remember from the first Borderlands, you had a little compass at the bottom, but that's gone now, and there's just a mini-map in this corner if you were playing. Picture will be there of it. So I think the mini-map's a lot better, it's a lot more descriptive, you sort of know where everything is more. I think it's a lot more accurate than the compass. Anyway, that's it for today guys, thanks for watching, and remember, make WUB, not war. Peace.